guys, so I'd like to apologize that I haven't made a video in quite a while. I've been quite preoccupied with other things. I've had the state junior chess championship on this week, and the week before that I had school camp. So, as you can imagine, YouTube hasn't really been the top of my mind at the moment. But anyway, here I am to finally finish off chess strategy for the tournament player chapter 2. And also I've decided that I'm not going to cover both instructive learning exercises. I have taken it before and it did take quite a while. In fact, I got interrupted there, so I decided not to put that one up. But anyway, so here's the first position here. And what we have is both sides with the queen and bishop working together in a battery. And like I said, the theme of this chapter is bishops of opposite colour. So what this means is that this battery attacks squares which cannot be defended by this bishop. If black wants to avoid these dark squared weaknesses, then the queen's going to have to do it. And this battery attacks squares which cannot be defended by the dark squared bishop. Okay. And if white wants to defend them, he's going to have to use his queen. And this is the big point in opposite coloured bishop endings. They control different coloured squares. And the thing is, the important thing is targeting the right squares. Here we have the author write, quote, "The queen and bishop on both sides are in harmony," as you can see, the battery, working well together. But the target of black's attack is the enemy king. So these squares G2 and H1 are much more important than this pawn on G7. He continues, while white's bishop and queen aim at a mere pawn. Black is winning, even with white to move. Just for the sake of it, if it is white's move, then the best continuation is as follows. E4, cutting off the battery, and opening up this third rank, with the queen to control. So queen takes E4, F3. Now white can stop mate, because now this F3 pawn is sort of defended. So queen E2 check, not queen takes F3, where black would only be 2 pawns better. So instead, queen to E2 check, king moves, bishop takes F3, and white needs to take. And this position is hopelessly lost for white. The bishop's probably going to be dropping soon. Like say after bishop to E5 to defend the pawn. Well, then we just have queen to E3 check, taking out the bishop. Like, it's going to be very difficult for him to avoid forks. Like say on D4, we have D1 to fork. White may as well just resign here. And in the next example, we have what he describes in this position as opposite coloured bishop as top dog. So let me just get to that page in the book. Here we go. And so this comes from Petrosian Polygiavsky. Apologies for any mispronunciations there. If you are aware of the correct pronunciation, then please let me know in the comments section. I don't want to be mispronouncing people's names. And here we have the position after black's 28th move. By the way, Petrosian is white. So here he poses a question. You, the viewer, need to try and evaluate what you think white's best move would be. So just go ahead and pause the video, think for as much time as you'd like to, and try and find the move which you think is strategically best for white. Okay, so welcome back, and the move that Petrosian, as white, played is bishop to E5. And they write, quote, "White doesn't mind getting into opposite coloured bishops because his bishop would be the top dog, as he calls it. 29 bishop E5 not only places the bishop on a better square, but also blocks the e file, restricting black's rook. So now this rook has very little activity on it. So the game continues. Rook c8, queen b2, knight takes d3, rook takes d3. We've got an opposite coloured bishops, and black now controls the c file. h3, no, pardon me, no, rook takes d3, rook c6, h3, creating any lobster's king there, h6, doing the same, and rook to e3. Now black plays rook to g6, and they're right. Better to sack a pawn with d4, as it is probably black's last chance to reanimate his bishop on b7. So not only does white's bishop and queen target the very strong squares around the black king, but this bishop is blocked in by its own pawns, and this bishop does its best to prevent this pawn from advancing. So now after rook g6, white takes away any chances black has to do that. Bishop to d4. So this bishop on d7 is useless now. Bishop d4, king h7, queen c2, queen g7, and king h2. Now black plays bishop to c8, and they're actually right. Black has no better move. You must watch out for queen e2 and rook c3, both of which create batteries, and black cannot stop these. So bishop to c8, white chooses rook to c3, since there's a bishop on the c file, whereas the c file is completely evacuated. Bishop comes back to a6, rook to c7, placing the rook on the 7th rank and attacking this queen at d7, queen to e6. And you're right, white has coordinated all his pieces in the attack and still has something in reserve. Plays g4. Now after bishop f1, queen takes f5, queen takes f5, g takes f5, rook g2 check, and king h1, black resigns. Because there's no defense to rook to c1, where the rook will be hanging. And black's rook has no place to go. So let's just go back a bit. It looks like black blundered in this. It looks like black blundered when how he responded here. In fact, even the engine, however, he didn't have much to do anyway. Even Fritz, which is very materialistic, Fritz 6 light, in fact, even even weaker and more materialistic, is dismissing this position as over 4 pawns better for white. He recommends bishop to e. He recommends instead of bishop to f1, queen to e. Okay, now it is recommending bishop to f1. Okay, so bishop to f1. Now queen takes f5, queen takes f5, g takes f5. In fact, it's just walked right into this line that we've played into. So, we see that even though it looks like black's blundered here, even materialistic engines can find nothing better. And white's position is strategically lost, and black's position is strategically lost due to white's bishop here being the top dog. Black struggled to get this bishop activity, and the king will struggle since this g6 square is now controlled. White completely closed up the g file, meaning that even if the rook had any spaces left, then black could just lose the g pawn and then get into a hopeless windmill. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you got something out of it. As usual, rating and commenting is appreciated. If you like the videos, then please subscribe. I don't intend to leave YouTube anytime soon. And see you next time.